Good morning, Hickory Bend All-Stars. We're going to learn our last rhythm today, and Ollie wanted to give you a little concert before we begin learning our lesson. He's playing Ollie's composition. Oh, that's a good boy, playing music for us. Okay, so 16th notes. They look very much like an 8th note. So you draw it like a quarter note first, colored in the head of the note with the stem. You give the flag just like an 8th note, but then you add a second flag to make it be the 16th note. And here's how you spell 16th. A 16th note gets 1/4 of a count. Now for my older students who've already been studying some fractions in math class, this shouldn't be too hard for you to comprehend. For my younger students, I do realize this is getting a little bit tough. Just remember that when you go to answer the questions, I am just putting down for effort and participation. I'm not grading you on a right or wrong answer. This is a strange situation we're in, so just do the best you can. That's all that matters. So to kind of explain this fourth, though, we'll go back to, Mrs. Westfield likes pizza. So there is our one pizza, just like a quarter note gets, one count. No one should probably get a whole pizza to themselves, okay? So we're going to split it in half. Here's a half, and here's a half. Just like we said, an 8th note gets a half of a count. But honestly, a half of a pizza is still kind of a lot. So we're going to split it in to fourths. So I'm going to go ahead and take those halves out of there now. And, Ollie, you're ruining my lesson. Okay, and so we have each of these slices is a 4th. So 1 out of 4. This is one slice out of 4. One slice out of 4. Now you can imagine we've done some composing, so just putting a 16th note in by itself can get very confusing mathematically with trying to meet the requirements of the time signature. I'm going to have to put Ollie outside here, I think, in just a second. Just like the 8th note normally got put into groups of 2 because it's easier to think about when you're trying to meet the requirements of a time signature like we've done in our composing. The 16th note will usually get put into groups of 4 because, as you can see, a 4th plus a 4th plus a 4th plus a 4th equals 1. So when you put 16th notes into groups of 4, they look like this. You draw like you're drawing 4 quarter notes first, and then you connect them with 2 bar lines at the top. The 8th notes got connected by 1, but if you see 2, you know that those are 16th notes. So this gets a 4th of a count, and this does, and this does, and this does, okay? But a 4th plus a 4th plus a 4th plus a 4th equals 1. One whole pizza. All right, when we count these are a lot of fun to say. You say 1, E, and So that's our and symbol again. So these get counted or clapped like this. 1 E and a. Usually, I don't teach this until we get to 4th grade. Again, we're kind of in unusual circumstances here. So my younger students, you're getting some advanced things right now. But everyone usually likes the 16th notes because they seem like they go faster. They actually aren't going faster, they just get less time because they're not held as long as the other notes. But they do seem like they're faster. So let's go ahead and clap and count this together. So you're going to say 1 E and a. Get your hands ready. Ready and clap. 1 E and a. Good job. If we were to sing this, it would be la 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 la. Now you have to make sure that you look at each note while you sing it, just like you look at words while you read them, because sometimes what happens with the 16th notes is my students will just kind of randomly clap, which is not actually clapping 16th notes anymore, that's just randomly clapping. Or they'll go la 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 because it goes faster, it seems like it goes faster, and so they're not really paying attention. But if there's only 4 notes here, then you're only singing 4 notes. Now if we added another group of 16th notes, so we draw it like it's quarter notes, connect with one bar, connect with another bar. Then for this one, since we're starting in our second group, instead of saying 1 E and A, we would say 2 E and A. So it would be 1 E and A, 2 E and A, or la 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 la, and then you'd be done. Let's try clapping it, both sets together, count out loud also. Ready, here we go. 1 E and A, 2 E and A. Or let's go ahead and sing on La. Remember, don't add notes that aren't there. Ready and go. La 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 la. If I were to play this on the recorder, and Ollie had to go outside, so he will not be running in today for the recorder, it's going to sound like this. And then that's it, because there were only 8 notes there. All right, guys, have fun practicing the 16th notes. When we come back again tomorrow, we're going to incorporate the 16th notes into the other rhythms and rests that we have already learned. Have a great day. Bye.